My name's Mary. Sometimes it's hard, man. It's hard to not be serious all the time. I know anxiety kind of makes that seem like that's your life. And you know what's funny? I used to be the guy you just saw at the beginning of the film. I used to be that guy a whole lot, just goofing around a lot. And I realized, see, what happened for me was the reason I became so ungoofy is I thought it was so what the boys call cringe. And you know what I think now? I think it's okay to be cringe. It's okay to simplify stuff. It's okay to just do stupid stuff, no matter how old you are. I watch creators from all walks of life, and I notice the ones that I have always gone back to. Yes, every now and then, do you need to sit down and watch a serious video? I'm sure. But do you need to watch serious videos every day? Do you need to learn something every damn day? Do you need to learn a new way to sleep, a new way to breathe, a new way to work out? Guys, I hate working out. I do work out. I hate it though because I didn't used to be structured. I'm gonna shout out Elijah Long and Brittany Venti for kind of bringing this to my attention a little bit more. And there's some truth to it. Like we're all gonna die, but it's gonna be scary no matter what, dude. No matter what, it's gonna be scary. So if we live our whole lives either trying to avoid scary moments or avoid looking stupid and avoid laughing or avoid being cringe, I think it's just so dumb because you get to that moment when it's all gonna end. Even with my people with anxiety, especially cardiophobia, and you feel like the end is coming. How do you feel in that moment? You feel scared. Do you think back to yourself like, damn, I wish I would have been more serious? No, man. Like when go back and watch some of these people, man, and every time I find myself like super anxious or super crazy, I find myself watching funny stuff. I don't ever go back and go, you know what, I'm feeling horrible. I'm gonna watch a serious thing of somebody depressed. That's not what you want to watch. You want to laugh. You want to smile. You know what I mean? And I've already said this before. Social media. I found during Lent I don't get on Twitter.com, so it helps a lot with making you feel like life is too serious because I'm not saying there's not a place for X.com. I'm not saying there's not a place for YouTube, Instagram, and all these things because there is. But sometimes you do got to get out and touch grass and take a break from the social media. I'm not saying cut it off for the rest of your life. You do what you want to do. Do whatever you got to do. But sometimes you do got to cut yourself away because life just gets too serious. It just gets too serious. Like it's not that serious. You know, when the time comes to be serious, you will. It's gonna happen. When life gets real, some things happen in life. Yes, there's nothing wrong with being serious. But I think, and I'm not gonna put this on everybody because I don't know everybody, but for me personally, I got to the point where I just took life too seriously. Like when I found people, like I used to smile at people in the stores. Like I used to go out of my way to go, "Hi, hello." Now I hate to say this, but sometimes I go out of my way to just mean mug people. People will look at me and be like, "Hello, sir," and I'll be like, you know, it's because sometimes I get paranoid. Sometimes it's my insecurity. Sometimes I think people are looking at me. Sometimes it's like if I smile and stuff, people will think I'm nice and I'm not. And it's just stupid because I am pretty nice. Not to say like I'm the nicest guy ever. I definitely have my selfish side, but I used to very much want to make people smile. Like that was the whole reason I used to even before social media and all that. Like in my whole life, I used to call myself a clown, but now that I really think about it, nah, man. Like I used to say this all the time. It's even when I felt horrible about myself and I felt really down. I didn't want anybody else to feel that way. So if I could give them a smile, that's a good thing. Now at the same time, if you are feeling that way and you are feeling down on yourself, don't sit in that. Just don't lie to yourself. Don't try to make people happy and you're not dealing with your own problems because they only get worse then. Then you're just faking it. But now, when I do smile and I do try to make people laugh and smile like I did at the beginning of this video, it's for me too. It's not just for y'all. It's I'm gonna even say it's mainly for me. I want to look back at my videos one day, or my kids look at my videos one day, and they look at it and they just go, Man, Dad was just having fun, man. Golly. Even when they know Daddy was down, even when my friends look at me and go, know that there's days I'm down. I don't record on those days. It's not like those days I'm like, well, some of those days I've recorded on. Um, I just made a very serious video that you just saw before this one. Um, but I want to make more funny videos that are funny, you know. And when I do have the bad days, I'll may mention something. I'll be like, hey man, today's not a great day, or might not. Not everything needs to be uploaded. Some things you need to go through with your real friends in life, you know. You don't have to. I don't have to expose everything in my life to strangers. When the moment calls for it and I feel it in my heart, I'll do it. But I think in this time frame, I've just gotten so caught up in I gotta show all the bad parts. You know, I watch a lot of videos on anxiety. I don't watch them anymore, but I've seen a lot of videos on anxiety, and I go through these people's channels, and I notice there's never really any fun. The videos are always serious, and it's like, well, that doesn't really help people get through anxiety if they think that the only way to get through it is to take it seriously all the time. If when the anxiety flow hits you, hey baby, you it's okay. It's okay to be a little scared, a little nervous. You know, that's okay. I'm not saying fake it through your anxiety. But when you get through the anxiety wave, don't let that stuff stop you, man. It's okay to now get out and go do stuff. Don't, because one of the things that happens really bad with anxiety too is when you get it, you feel like a fool when it's over. When you're like, Elizabeth, I'm coming with you, baby. And then it goes away. Then you just feel like Bozo the clown. Now you just feel like, man, why did I even panic so much? Now I feel stupid. And then you get down on yourself. And then the next 2 hours is ruined. Because you go through a little bit of a panic. Sometimes, guys, it's what you eat. I know for me, most of the time, my anxiety is spurred on by something I eat. Now, if my anxiety is spurred on by something normal, I let it happen. Like, my tire, I had to fix my tire. I was nervous. I'm nervous about my tire. I didn't want to have it to blow out in the middle of the road. You know what I mean? But, you know, sometimes when your tires get kind of when they kind of start getting kind of old, you know, you don't pay attention. Well, mine have good tread. They're just old. And they start to kind of break down like a strip of rubber comes off. It happens. Hey, as soon as that happened, replace the tire. But in the moment, I'm scared. I'm in the middle of driving. I don't want to have a blowout right here. Even though it wasn't that likely because I was already too close to the house. It's not like I had to drive 100 miles on it. That's fine anxiety. You don't have to beat yourself up for that. Sometimes it is what you eat. You get that real quick blood sugar rush when you eat ultra processed foods. It happens, okay? That's just adrenaline, or you feel it sometimes because you're ultra aware. However, when you do not have anxiety, one of the worst things that can happen is you sit down. I know this is when you have anxiety or severe anxiety. What you do when you don't have anxiety is think about having anxiety, and that anxiety gives you anxiety. Doesn't that suck? When you're not anxious and you could be having fun dancing at a party, it's not unusual to be. You could be doing all of that, but no. Instead, you just sit there. My life sucks. I hate life. Life hates me. No, man. Once again, I'm not saying fake it. But I'm saying when those times the anxiety is gone, it will help. And I've been working on this myself. This is something I'm actively trying and doing now. I have, and like, I'm a married man with kids. I've been doing much better with my kids and my wife and just being in the moment. I used to be very bad about being in the moment. When the time comes, I tell jokes. I act stupid. I act dumb. I laugh. I smile. I get serious sometimes. But I used to not do that. I used to be serious all the time. I didn't laugh at jokes or anything, and that's not fun. I'm a horrible person to be around when it's like that. Like, who wants to be around somebody who just never laughs? Now, I get it. Some people have trauma in their life, and they're not all about that laughing and giggly stuff. That's cool. I'm not killing people who are just monotoned and they're shy, and that's how they are. I'm not saying force people to be something they're not. But if you are a naturally bubbly person, embrace it. Because I feel like sometimes us people who are bubbly and laughing and goofy, we push it down because we get called cringe. We get called stupid. We get called dumb. We get called What's this guy doing? Like, oh, you know. But you don't want to be that, man. You want to be who you are. And I noticed over the last few years, the more I pushed down my personality, the worse my anxiety became. Because I took everything so seriously. I gotta work out at this time. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And I want to talk about this real quick. Even when it comes to structured workout, I hate working out. I haven't been to the gym in years. I work out either outside or here at home. I hate getting on a machine. I worked out for 20 plus years. Okay, I'm over it, dude. I'm over the structure of, oh, let's go get another 4 sets of 8. You want to do hypertrophy or stuff like that? You want to do this? You want to do that? You want to do high sets, or you want to do low weight high reps, or you want to do low reps heavyweight? Or I just get sick of all that, man. I get tired of shoulder shrugs. I get tired of chest press. I get tired of benching. I get tired of inclines. I get tired of what do you call them? Collateral raises. I get tired of doing dips. I get tired of all of it, dude. Tired of it, bruh. I just want, it's crazy because I used to work out like a fiend, right? And then you meet some guy who's just a farmer. And I went to go shake a man's hand. I've been working out for years. I shook a man's hand who's just a blue-collar man. I shook his hand. He almost snapped my arm in half, dog. Like, I went to go shake this man's hands. His hands were like this, man. Pause. But his hands were big. And I was just like, dude, this is just a regular. This is an older man, too. And I'm like, I'm not a weak dude. I've been working out for years. And this man almost crushed my hands into dust. So only reason I'm saying that is that it's not like you can't gain strength. You can't gain cardio from living an actual life that's active. You know what I mean? There's many guys who don't go to the gym who just play basketball. They just do that. My friends in high school, my friends in college, a lot of them did not go to the gym. But you know what they did do? All those intramural sports, intramural soccer or football if you're not from around America, but intramural football. Some of them played rugby. Some of them did the flag football. And you know what was big? Frisbee. That what is it? I don't even know what it's called. Ultimate Frisbee. I couldn't even play that game. I remember being this big old guy who lifted all the time, but I couldn't play Ultimate Frisbee because I couldn't run. See, these guys were just having fun. They were in great shape because they just liked having fun. I didn't. I thought, no, man, I gotta win this powerlifting championship. I gotta prove stuff to people. And I remember also I had a buddy. I know I'm yapping, but I want to make these videos long, because I want to get this all out. I don't want to have to make 18 videos on this same topic. I had a buddy who was a farmer. He's a farmer now too. I remember he was one of the strongest guys in our school. One of. Okay, but no, I was one of the weakest people at the time. But he was just a good old farmer's boy. Like, he didn't set out to be this athlete, this anomaly. He wasn't necessarily the fastest, nor the biggest, nor the strongest. He was just overall great. But that's because he spent a lot of time working. He was a mechanic, he was an engineer, and he was a farm boy. So he spent a lot of time going out into the farm doing stuff. He spent a lot of time walking around in the woods. He did a lot of things working on vehicles. He just stayed active, and that just helped him stay in great shape. Not going to the gym. He wasn't running 5 miles a day. Not against that, but I'm just saying. I think at this point, man, life is just too much to be serious. I'm gonna say it again. Like, you gotta start just making it simple. Don't overdo it. And I'm not saying you do what you want, actually, but you just don't have to be like, oh man, I gotta get the perfect amount of sleep. Oh man, I gotta run exactly this many miles. Oh, I gotta lift this much weight. I gotta work out for exactly 28.5 minutes to get my 150 minutes of activity in. Or you can just be active. Because when you get too serious too, you tend to do what I do. You might have noticed I'm a obese man. And one of the reasons behind that is because when I was in high school, man, I used to just get told I need to eat this, I need to eat that, I need to eat this. And then YouTube blew up, so you got more videos coming out. Hey, you need to eat this, you need to eat that. And in college, that's what I got told. You need to eat this, you need to eat that. And it's like, man, if I didn't get... Like, my buddy used to eat, once again, this same guy. All my friends were in shape except for me. And none of them said they had a specific meal they eat. None of them said, I ate chicken and broccoli and 20 grams of milk. They didn't do none of that. They just ate. They just ate. They were active and they ate. That's all it was. They just made sure that they moved around and ate. But they didn't move around because they made themselves do it. They did stuff they liked. And they just ate. My friend used to eat so many ramen noodles, I was shocked. Shocked. Right? One time he went to if you ever been to a pizza buffet, my friend went to a pizza buffet. I want you to guess how many plates of CC's, how many pizzas he ate. I mean, how many plates of food he got? 34 plates of food. And he left hungry. Now, that may have something to do with it being ultra processed as well. But the man could eat for days like you used to see in those animes. You know how I feel about animes now. But yeah. So just because he burned so much energy throughout the day, it's like it just couldn't get enough. Remember Michael Phelps, 10,000 calories a day I think he was eating when he was training? Like, man, just how it goes, man. And I'm not saying go do stuff so you can eat, but focusing so much on, man, I gotta eat this much, I gotta eat that, I gotta eat that. Man, what I've been learning as I've been losing weight, I wake up, man. If I want an orange, I'm eating oranges because I like oranges. But some mornings I don't want no damn orange. Sometimes I wake up and I get a banana. I get about 3 bananas. I put it in some oatmeal, not instant oatmeal, not the steel oats, which is the base you can get. It's like the one right after that one. Just regular oats that aren't instant meal. You gotta cook them. I eat those whole grain oatmeal with peanuts and bananas, man, and a little bit of sugar. It tastes great. And you know why I eat it? Because it tastes great. I don't care about the health part of it, but it makes me feel good. That's what healthy food does for you. It makes you feel good. Don't overthink it, baby. Okay, if you wake up and have processed, if you wake up and eat a chocolate cake, you're probably not gonna feel good. Don't overthink it, baby. It doesn't make you a horrible person because you ate some cake that morning. It just means, hey, look, it may not be that good for you. Let's not overthink it. Okay? It ain't wrong to have a box of Cheetos every now and then, but it's probably not gonna make you feel good. Baby, don't overthink it. Make it simple. If it don't make you feel good, slow down on it. If you feel fine, eat it. Okay? And it's just cool, man. If you want to have a beer every now and then, maybe have a beer now and then. Don't let people tell you, oh, you know what? If you have alcohol, you have a greater chance of dying. Man, shut the fuck up, man. If you want to have a beer every now and then, have a beer every now and then. Okay? I'm not saying get drunk. But if you want to have a beer with the boys, grab it. Ladies, if you want to have some wine, do it. Who cares, man? Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't live our whole lives scared to die. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. We can't eat this. We can't do that. We can't drink this. We got to make sure we do this much. We got to do this because if you don't, you'll die. Bro, fuck it. At this point, just take me. Just take me because I can't live that way. Anyway. Yeah, man. Just don't overthink it, man. And this is not coming from just me because I'm a chronic overthinker, but I'm really, really, really been actively for the last 2 years, actively been working on not overthinking so much about everything. And only here recently have I really start seeing that those crops start to finally yield. uh, I've really been letting go, man. I've really been just saying, you know what, it is what it is. I've really been opening up myself. Bro, like, even when it comes to, like, addictions and stuff like that, bro, and I'm not saying I'm some saint and I don't slip back into addiction. I do. But I noticed the addiction gets easier when you just be like, hey, man, look, maybe not tonight. Instead of it being like as soon as you fail, you decide to have that cigarette or you have that, you have something you shouldn't have because, you could fall into a deep trap. It's not going to do you any good to kill yourself if you do it. If you do it and go, I'm a horrible person, I'm awful, I deserve everything that comes with this. No, man, it's like you go, damn. You tell somebody, you can go to confession if you feel like you're running into that. You can go talk to a friend, family, and be like, hey, man, look, that's what I did. I don't necessarily feel good about it, but I thought I'd let you know. I might do it tomorrow. You might. Or you might do it that day, and you might not do it for months. And sometimes you wake up, damn, I haven't had a smoke in 2 years. Bro, like, it's just how it goes. Like, I always see for me, the people I notice that deal with addiction the least amount are the people who just say, man, you know. And I mean, like I said, I'm not saying don't take it serious because addiction can be deadly. All I'm simply saying is killing yourself and hating yourself, based off what you saw in my last video. Hating yourself, killing yourself, ain't gonna do you no lick of good. Self hate will make addiction, will make your life and anxiety and all this shit worse. It is way more important to just love yourself through it. Because what would you do that to somebody else? If you had a friend who just couldn't break out, no matter what you do, so they come back to you and say, "Man, damn it, I couldn't help him, man. I got on the internet and I looked at pictures of puppies, man, and I just thought they were so cute." You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna kill them every time they mess up? If it's real for them, like they really have a problem getting on social media and wasting hours at a time? Are you gonna get on here and be like, "What? You messed up again? Bro, you might as well just go ahead and blow your head off." You see how morbid that sounds? Or you messed up again, God's gonna punish you, right? You know you're a fucking failure, right? You know that? Do you know that? No. Are you just gonna kill them? Now, I understand that some people are like, I gotta break off people because some people's addiction gets a little, life destroying. And so, yeah, I get that. But I'm talking about the person who's slipping up maybe once every year, And they don't have like a hard drugs. Hard drugs, hey, look, I don't live in that world. I've seen that happen to people. I know that can take people's lives. So just work with me. I'm simply saying, like, every time somebody slips into a bad this or a bad that, the last thing you need to tell them is, "You're a fucking failure, dude. Like, you might as well just go ahead and end it all." Like, there's no point in that. So why do we do it to ourselves? Why do we think we're the worst piece of shit on the earth? Treat yourself like you want to treat others. You ever hear that? Treat others like you want to be treated. So if I'm gonna treat others like I want to be treated, I'm not gonna go to others and be like, "Hey man, you're a piece of shit." So I'm gonna treat them, and this so I can treat myself the same way. I give myself grace. I give myself, I let the Lord's mercy come down, and I try my best tomorrow. Doesn't mean I always succeed, but damn it, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. And like I said, one day you wake up, poof, your whole life's in front of you, bro. You don't even remember doing that other kind of stuff. So get out. And this is a message to myself. So Trey, if you're watching this, get out. Love life, baby. Love life.